go ahead and do the audience and yourself. Okay, great. Oh, all right, got you? Okay.
Got me.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. My name is Nicole Belliveau, and I am here today to show you how to care for a wound. It could be a bleeding wound, it could be a scratch, scrape, your kid falls on the playground, something to that effect, okay? So the first thing that you want to make sure to do when you have an open wound, scratch, scrape in front of you is to prep yourself and the wound. To prep yourself, you can use something such as latex or vinyl gloves to protect your hands. Always want to make sure to wash your hands first. So you can use the gloves, you can use a face mask depending on the severity of the wound, or you could use clothing protection, again, depending on the severity of the wound, okay? For our purposes, a glove is enough. So we have our latex vinyl glove, keep everything nice and clean. Our next step is to apply pressure if the wound is bleeding. You want to use a clean, we're going to use a Kleenex since there's really no blood in this case, but you'll probably want to use something thicker and make sure it's clean when you're applying pressure to a bleeding wound, okay? So you want to apply your pressure direct and firm. Another way to stop or to help stop your bleeding is to raise your arm or whichever your hurt area is above your heart. Helps the blood drain down and helps the bleeding stop. See, for our purposes, my wound is in my hand, okay? So your next step after you've applied pressure or raised your hand up, you've gotten the bleeding to slow, mostly stop, you're gonna want to wash away the blood. So you need to rinse that under running water. Running water is the important part. Soap is optional, that's up to you. You're going to probably be putting on other antibacterial products later on, so it's up to you if you want to use soap on your wound or not, but running water is really important. So you run water, you've washed the blood away. You want to take a clean towel, a rag, and blot it dry. Dealing with a wet wound is not going to work. Your bandage is going to stick, and wet wounds are just a breeding ground for bacteria, okay? So your next step is your bandage. So you're going to want to open up your bandage. Peel off the white and apply it to your wound. Once you've applied it to your wound, you want to make sure that it's securely on. Make sure that there's no areas, especially around where the actual wound is, that aren't open, so that way, because the point of the bandage is to stop bacteria, germs, that from spreading, and also to promote healing, okay? So, all right, so we have went ahead and applied the bandage to our wound. So that would take care of cleaning our wound for this point. Now to review, you have three main steps. You need to prep, pressure, and bandage. Prep yourself and the wound. Apply pressure to the bleeding and hold it up above your head. Now if the wound, for example, is on your foot or your leg, holding it up isn't going to really work to stop the bleeding, so pressure is going to be your best bet, okay? So prep yourself, prep your wound, apply pressure to the wound, make sure that you're clean this whole time, washing your hands, using gloves, using a face mask, and your last step is to apply your bandage. You apply your bandage firmly, making sure that there is not an open bubble or anything like that to let germs in. Eventually, you'll be able to take the bandage off once it is healed enough to be exposed to the air, okay? So you are good to go then. Your wound is clean, you are bandaged, and you are all set. Thank you everybody for coming. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.